Hello boys and girls. Today I'm going to read to you Mr. Strong. Whoa! Mr. Strong by Roger Hargreaves. This is the story of Mr. Strong. Mr. Strong is the strongest person in the whole wide world. The strongest person there has ever been, and probably the strongest person there will ever be. He's so strong he can not only bend an iron bar with his bare hands, he can tie knots in it. Wow! He can tie knots in iron bars. He's strong. Mr. Strong is so strong he can throw a cannonball as far as you and I can throw a tennis ball. Look at him throwing the cannonball to where the birds are flying high in the sky. That's strong. Mr. Strong is so strong he can hammer nails into the wall just by tapping them with his finger. Strong by name and strong by nature. There he is, tapping the nail with his finger. Oh, that's very strong, isn't it? And would you like to know the secret of Mr. Strong's strength? Eggs. The more eggs Mr. Strong eats, the stronger he becomes. Stronger and stronger and stronger. There's Mr. Strong. That's a lot of eggs, isn't it? Wowzers. Anyway, this story is about a funny thing that happened to Mr. Strong one day. That morning, he was having breakfast, and for breakfast, he was having eggs, followed by eggs, and to finish, he was having, guess what? Eggs. That was Mr. Strong's normal breakfast. Eggs, 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 eggs. After his eggy breakfast, Mr. Strong cleaned his teeth and, as usual, he squeezed all the toothpaste out of the tube. And, as usual, he cleaned his teeth so hard that he broke his toothbrush. Mr. Strong gets through a lot of toothpaste and toothbrushes. He's so strong that when he brushes his teeth, it snaps off. And when he squeezes the toothpaste, it squirts out everywhere. He's so strong. Wowzers. After that, he decided to take a walk. He put on his hat and opened the front door of his house. Crash! What a beautiful day, he thought to himself, and stepping outside his house, he shut the front door. Bang! The door fell off his hinges. Mr. Strong gets through a lot of front doors. Ugh, he broke his front door, he's so strong. Then Mr. Strong went for his walk. He walked through the woods, but he wasn't looking where he was going, and he walked slap bang into the middle of a huge tree. Crack! The huge tree trunk snapped and the tree thundered to the ground. Whoops, said Mr. Strong. Oh, he's so strong, he broke a whole tree just by walking into it. And he walked into town. And again, not looking where he was going, he walked slap bang straight into a bus. Now, as you know, if you or I were to walk into a bus, we'd get run over, wouldn't we? Not Mr. Strong. The bus stopped if it had run into a big brick wall. Whoops, said Mr. Strong. And there he is, he's okay, but the bus is injured. That wouldn't happen to you or I, would it, boys or girls? Eventually, Mr. Strong walked through the town and out into the country to a farm. The farmer met him in the road looking very worried. What's the matter? Asked Mr. Strong. It's my cornfield, replied the farmer. It's on fire and I can't put it out. Mr. Strong looked over the hedge and sure enough, the cornfield was blazing fiercely. Water, said Mr. Strong. We must get water to put out the fire. But I don't have enough water to put the whole field out, cried the worried farmer. And the nearest water is down the river and I don't have a pump. Then we'll have to find something to carry the water, replied Mr. Strong. There's the farmer and there's his field ablaze behind him. I hope Mr. Strong can help him. Is that your barn? He asked the farmer, pointing to a barn in another field. Yes, I was going to put my corn in it, said the farmer, but can I use it? Asked Mr. Strong. Yes, but, replied the perplexed farmer. Gosh, there's the barn. I wonder what Mr. Strong's going to do. Mr. Strong walked over to the barn, and do you know what he did? He picked it up. He actually picked up the barn. The farmer couldn't believe his eyes. There's Mr. Strong picking up the barn. Wowee, I wonder what he's going to do. This page is a bit tricky to turn, isn't it? Have you got it? Oh, here we go. Got it. Then Mr. Strong carried the barn above his head down to the river. He turned the barn upside down. Then he lowered it into the river so it could fill up with the water. Then, and this shows how strong Mr. Strong is, he picked it up and carried it back to the blazing cornfield. There he is, with the upside down barn that now has water into it. He's so strong that he can carry the whole thing. No wonder he breaks his toothbrush. Mr. Strong emptied the upside down barn full of water over the flames. Sizzle, sizzle, splutter, splutter. 1 minute the flames were leaping into the air and the next minute they're gone. Mr. Strong got a whole heap of water, didn't he, to put out the blaze? However can I thank you? The farmer asked Mr. Strong. Oh, it was nothing, remarked Mr. Strong modestly. But I must find some way to reward you, said the farmer. Well, said Mr. Strong, you're a farmer, so you must keep chickens. Yes, lots, said the farmer. And chickens lay eggs, went on Mr. Strong. And I rather like eggs. Then you should have as many eggs as you can carry, said the farmer, and took Mr. Strong over to the farmyard. There's the farmer talking to Mr. Strong. Mr. Strong said goodbye to the farmer and thanked him for the eggs, and the farmer thanked him for helping. Then Mr. Strong, just using one finger, picked up the eggs and went home. There he is, with just his one finger picking up the eggs. He's so strong. Mr. Strong put the eggs carefully down on his kitchen table and went to close the kitchen door. Crash! The door fell off its hinges. Not again. Whoops, said Mr. Strong, and started cooking his lunch. And for lunch he was starting with eggs, followed by an egg or two, and then eggs. And then for his pudding he was having, well, can you guess? If you can, there's no need to turn this page over to find out what he was having. What do you think he was having? Ice cream! Ha ha! Tricked ya! Mr. Strong by Roger Hargreaves.